evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Slate. It's the Wednesday night Slate, where we preview what's going on in the world of professional wrestling on a Wednesday night. This is what we do here. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7:30 p.m. on the dot, or close to, maybe a couple of dots off. I pop on here. We preview what's going to be offered up for the major cable television wrestling programs offered by WWE and AEW. It's basically what we do, and that's why we're here tonight. And it's Wednesday night, so we get a double dose. Bloop bloop. We get NXT on one hand, and we get AEW on the other hand. And that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do here tonight, live here on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. So be sure to join us again on Friday for the pre-SmackDown show. And don't forget, tomorrow night is the Mr. Warren Hayes show proper, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here again on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes, when I record the podcast live with everyone here who joins in the chat, just like there's people joining us live here in the chat tonight, like Injection 2K. It's good to see you. Flowman is here as well. How are you? Good. Welcome to you, Flowman. And Aaron Entertainment. Good to see you too, Aaron. Good to see you as well. Good to see everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for joining us in the chat. And of course, if you want to continue the chat, you want to continue chacking, you want to chack, but you can also chat. Like, it's not up to me whether you want to chack or chat. But if you want to do either or, join the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord. That's always gets very, very lively during live events, especially on Wednesday nights. Come and join us. Mr. Warren Hayes Show Discord link is in the description. And hello to Thomas Gories. Good to see you, Thomas. And good to Pro Wrestle Machine. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. And yes, the Discord rules. The Pro Wrestle Machine said so. So you know it's true. You know it's true. Everything I do, I Discord for you. That's the official theme song of the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord moving forward. Got a lot to talk about tonight, as we usually do on Wednesday nights. It's usually not the sparse pickings of that we usually get on Wednesdays, and not Wednesdays, but Mondays and Fridays with WWE, where their previews are so very, very light. You get some packed stuff, and we started talking about NXT last week. Let's talk about AEW to start with, and we got a super chat from Wrestling Plug Inc., a very kind super chat. Thank you very much. Says for being a positive force in the internet wrestling community. Well, I don't know about that, but thank you. I appreciate it. Like, I at least try to get some like-minded people together. Try to get some people together so that we can all have a good time talking about wrestling. That's what's important. But I appreciate the sentiment, and thank you very, very much for the super chat as well. Pluggo, who is also a member of the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord, as is DGMC, who I think is calling me a sociopath, but it takes one to know one. AEW tonight, again, packed show, lots of stuff going on. I'm already more excited about the show tonight than I was last week. You remember last week I said, it seems to me that there was a lot of talking segments set up, it felt like it was a show. It felt like it was a show that was going to be used to set up a lot of stuff. You remember I was saying that, and that's what it was, and it wasn't all the. It wasn't one of AEW's best outings. Not that it was a bad show, just wasn't there, right? Wasn't one of the greatest. But hey, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to tonight. Off the bat, Jungle Boy versus Dax Harwood. This is going to be good. I have no question. There's no question in my mind that this is going to be a really fun match. Clearly, we're heading towards the Revival versus Jurassic Express at Revolution. Jungle Boy getting some singles love. I'm always good with that. He's so good at what he does, and I think, you know, with a guy like Dax Harwood, who, you know, I think this is, there's something here. There's something to be said about Harwood getting into one of these matches, into a match with Jungle Boy, you know, Luchasaurus, heavily gimmicked. You know, there's certain people on the internet that don't really care about these goofy gimmicks, right? And putting the purest wrestling team, right? The tag team that wrestling purists are always like, oh, they're wrestling, they're doing proper tag team wrestling like back in the day. That's the Revival, right? Putting them in, you know, in this feud here, I think it's a message. I think it's something that's being outwardly communicated here. It's like, look, the gimmicks, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's just have some good matches, kind of thing. And I think that's good. And no, I'm not going to name the name, Evan. No. But I really think there's something good to come out of this. I love Jungle Boy as a singles competitor. I love Jungle Boy, period. And Dax is fantastic as well. This should be a fun one. Should establish a nice angle moving forward. Should be a good time. I'm excited to see this match. Probably the match I was gonna say probably the match I'm most looking forward to, but it's a neck and neck with another one. We'll get to that in a second. Evan Wright left us a super chat. Thank you very much, Evan. He says, Dynamite looks wild tonight. Very excited for Dax versus Jungle Boy and the Elite versus Dark Order. Britt versus Shauna should be a lot of fun. Especially if Shauna keeps the French politics out of her match. Oh, burn! 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 I don't know what that was. So that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Jon Moxley is going to speak about his match at Big Break, Beach Break, the Big Beach Break. He's got a six-man tag team match against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. He's teaming up with the Lucha Brothers, but I think I've been hearing that. Did I hear correctly that our boy Penta is hurt again? That Penta is hurt? I'm not quite sure. That could be. I could be very, very confused though on this. On this one. And it's Pac. That's right. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Evan. That's what I thought. Mox Phoenix and Pac. What a goddamn team that is. Let that simmer in your brain space for a minute here. Jon Moxley, Pac, and Rey Fenix in a tag team. My God, man. The only thing better than that is if the three of them were fighting each other. Wow. Anywho, we've got Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, and Jon Moxley's going to speak on that tonight. Okie dokes. Hopefully it leads into something chaotic and fun. Then we're going to have Chris Jericho and MJF taking on the Varsity Blondes. As you know, Chris Jericho and MJF are the official team of the Inner Circle off of their big win last week on Dynamite. I hope that they're not done with Santana and Ortiz. I hope that continues to simmer and boil because, you know, I am part of the crowd that believes that Santana and Ortiz need to be pushed forward now. Now there's no more like goofy nonsense, being relegated to the background, putting other teams over, eating the pins for Chris Jericho. No more of that. We need the former LAX boys to get back into full LAX form. I really thought that this is where they were going with the feud with the Best Friends. Convinced that, they had just like strapped a little rocket and they were going for it, but I don't know why AEW started dancing around, is still dancing around with them. We'll see. We'll see as it stands right now. It's a boy. Cody Rhodes responds to Shaq. Now, is it because that Cody is just getting around to watching the tape of when Shaq was on Dynamite? What was it, like 2.5 months ago at this point? Is he finally getting around to it? He's got his planner, right? Let's pretend it's a notepad, but let's pretend it's a planner. I use notepads. I don't use planners. Let's say, but an executive like Cody has a planner. He doesn't have a mere notepad like we mortals. So here they have like Cody's going through his planner. He's like, okay, goes through his to-do list. All right, I've done signing the checks for the week. Okay, someone show me the Shaq interview. You haven't seen it, Cody, yet? No, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Okay, because it's been a while. I need to see it because I probably need to respond, don't I? Yes, you do, Cody. Okay. Is your yes, my tattoo is irritating me again. Okay. So essentially, this is kind of what I was talking about on the I was talking about it recently, and I don't remember when, but this is kind of what I was talking about recently in regards to Cody. It's time to bring all his angles, like pick one and do it, right? Stop having him hop around from angle to angle and not quite, and then leaving them like all kind of open and unaccounted for, and just like just falling flat because he's juggling so many things that we don't know what he's doing. So we're clearly going to get some kind of advancement with Shaq tonight. Fantastic. Probably just be Cody responding to Shaq. Shaq is probably not going to be there. Look, because if I were AEW and I had Shaq fly in or drive in or commute in or yacht in, whatever mode of transportation he wants to use. Hey, maybe he gets on an Epson truck. Maybe he hops on one of the Epson printer trucks, and they give him a ride. I don't know. Maybe he gets in a Papa John's delivery vehicle. I don't know what kind of arrangements Shaq has with his numerous sponsorship opportunities. But if I have Shaq and I'm AEW, I'm Tony Khan, TK as the kids like to call him. If I'm TK and I have Shaq at the ready to go, I'm advertising it. I'm saying Shaq is going to be on the program tonight. So it's not said that Shaq is going to be on the show. Cody's going to respond. But if Shaq was on there, I would totally promote the shit out of it. For absolutely sure. We'll see. Maybe Cody is going to announce that he has another action figure. Maybe that's his main bone. Maybe that's his main thing, where he's going to come up to Shaq and say, "Shaq, you're a legendary NBA player, but how many action figures do you have? My company's been around for a year and I already have 7 of me." DGMC left us a super chat. Thank you very much, DGMC. This is what he says. He says, my prediction of babyface Santana and Ortiz beating FTR for the tag titles by the year end still stands. That's a prediction I can get behind. Babyface Santana and Ortiz? Absolutely. It's good stuff. William Davis, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. We're also going to get the Young Bucks in action again, and the Good Brothers. They're going to be a tag team because clearly Nick and Matt are a couple of absolute marks and don't realize when they're getting worked unless they completely turn the tables tonight.
Yeah!
Which they should at this point. They should realize that the good brother. If you watch BTE this week, after BTE this week, like there would be no reason that the Young Bucks should team with them anyway. So they're going to be taking on the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Stu, the Super Smash Bros, and Silver and Reynolds. Should be fun. Should be a fun one. Eddie Kingston is going to take on Lance Archer. This is the one. This is another one I'm looking forward to. Hoo-hee! Woo-hoo! It's going to be a hot one tonight in the Miami, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. Excuse me. Not the Miami, but the Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I'm glad. Well, look, we'll see how things go. On one end, I'm a little disappointed that the feud with Eddie Kingston, Butcher Blade versus Death Triangle seems to be kind of done. But if they're going to focus a little more on Kingston and Archer, I think it's a good thing because Archer felt like a fourth wheel in the feud. He felt shoehorned into the Death Triangle Kingston family feud. I didn't care for Archer being shoehorned in there. So this should be a lot of fun. Why wouldn't it be? I'm excited. Hope we get an Eddie Kingston promo. And if we don't, hope we get a -1 per promo. Because that kid rules. Hangman Page is taking on Dolph Ziggler's brother, Ryan Nemeth. Good to see that. He looks like his brother. It's wild. They're, I wouldn't say twins at all, but my God, Ryan Nemeth looks like Dolph. It's nuts. Like you could, they're absolutely from the same mother, the same father. They look so much alike. It's wild. Anyway, so this will probably be a nice little enhancement match for Hangman Page, which will probably lead into an angle with the Dark Order. I am completely expecting Hangman Page's career to be ended tonight as he gives too much offense to Ryan Nemeth. I think for the third week in a row, AEW is going to destroy the career of one of its top stars, Kenny Omega 2 weeks ago, last week Jon Moxley, and tonight Hangman Adam Page, dead as a doornail, his career as well. Press F in chat for Hangman's career, but you know. DGMC left us a super chat. Thank you very much, DGMC. Says Cody versus Shaq in a body slam challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Probably doesn't not quite as impactful as if they had done it with the Big Show, right? It lacks that certain something, you know. Maybe they should have an icy hot challenge. Isn't that another one of Shaq's sponsorship things? Something that you put on your back to make it feel better, loosen it up. I don't quite remember. I don't know if it's icy hot is my point, but you know, and they could put the icy hot on very, very unusual parts of the body. Wacky stuff. Please, no. I don't really want that to happen. DGMC left us another super chat as well. Thank you very much. He says Trent, as in Trent Beretta of the Best Friends, says has always looked like the third Nemeth to me. You're not entirely wrong. You're right. They do have the kind of same angular features. You're right. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. We're gonna get Dr. Britt Baker versus Shauna. We'll see. Excited to see how that's going to go. And we're I'm fully expecting Thunder Rosa to show up. You know, that's I think that's a given. And finally, we're going to get Sting and TNT champion Darby Allin, who are going to address their street fight against Cage and Starks of Team Taz at Revolution. They're going to address it. Guys, honestly, I'm touching wood. Look, let's all pretend I'm touching wood. I Sting has to get beaten down. Like something dramatic has to happen at this point, right? I can't have another Sting walks out segment, talks a bit, then walks away. It's not good storytelling. It hasn't been very compelling. I think they had a good thing going, but then they decided to bring Sting on week after week because, hey, people want to see Sting, sure, but you can also skip a week if you don't have anything really interesting for him to do, which was the case last week specifically. Yeah, I'm hoping that something really, really interesting happens really, really soon. But then again, do we need it? I mean, we're heading into a cinematic match at Revolution with Sting, which is something that people are excited about. Do we really need that big of a build up? That's also an argument that we can wonder here. But hey, so there you go. Hey, I want to say hello to Justin Firestein. Good to see you. And Peter Davies. Welcome to the chat. All right. Let's move on to NXT. Oh, and look at this. Kristen Ashley is here as well. Good to see you. Kristen Ashley, First Lady of the MrWarrenHayes Show. On NXT. Yeah. Okay, all right, fine. DGMC left us a super chat. Thank you very much. DGMC says, Sting and Darby sing a duet of Cats in the Cradle. Jesus Christ, that would be good. How good would that be, though? Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy, Darby, and the Sting in the moon. There you go. Someone call Matt Kuhn, and I'll let him know that I can write songs with him moving forward. By the way, shout out to Matt Kuhn. Hope he's doing better. Had some emergency surgery. I hope everything's on the up and up for Matt. A good guy. NXT tonight, we have a lot of goings on with the Dusty Rhodes Classic. First and foremost, we're going to have MSK, who that debuted, surprise last week. Nash Carter and Wesley. And they're going to be facing Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. MSK dazzled the NXT universe in their spectacular debut. Can they move one step closer to making history in their second bout? Or Nash Carter and Wesley will collide with Killian Dane and Drake Maverick in a Dusty Rhodes tag team quarterfinal, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I think MSK go forward, despite the fact that I think that Killian Dane and Drake Maverick are a very fun tag team. I think they're an interesting combination and it works real well. They're doing the they're doing the odd couple thing, and it really works because both guys are leaning into it. I think they have NXT is banking a lot on MSK. Gotta tell you guys, surprised that Trey Miguel returned to Impact. So I can't help but wonder how much friction there was in the Rascals towards the end of this towards the end of their Impact run, because Miguel just went right back. He's back a couple of months after the trio left. There's a couple of flies on the wall. There's a couple of situations here I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall just to see what happens. But yeah, I think MSK move forward here. Should be a pretty fun match as well. I think I think Drake Maverick's going to do wonders to get those guys over. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai are going to clash with Aaliyah and Jessica Maya in the tonight's round of the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I don't know who else you think is going to win here. It's Raquel and Dakota Kai. I don't think there's much of an issue here. We're also going to get Kushida and Leon Ruff versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. interesting because last week I thought Kushida and Ruff were going to lose to Gargano and Austin Theory. I really did. But they moved on. They moved forward. Now the thing here, again, as you know, there's not a lot of really traditionalist things that I clasp onto and I'm like, this makes more sense this way back. You know, two singles guys should not be able to defeat two guys who are an actual tag team, who travel the road together, who work out together, who train together, who have that chemistry. Technically speaking, Kushida and Leon Ruff should not go forward, especially against the grizzled young veterans who are fantastic. I would have a tendency to tell you, from my gut feeling, that they're going to continue with Gibson and Drake moving forward because they've been giving them some airtime, giving time for Zach Gibson to cut his prime promos. But, you know, it kind of looks like Leon Ruff and Kushida are going to be the underdog team. There's a possibility that they might... WWE likes their underdog tag teams in these types of tournaments, these types of situations. We have Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro on the other side. On the women's side, I mean, maybe this is going to be it here. But I mean, if I'm booking out of logic, and that might be my fatal flaw here, the Grizzled Young Veterans go forward. But this should be fun. Like, Zach Gibson is a very underrated submission wrestler. He's got some fantastic grappling skills. With Kushida, I'm really interested to see how this is going to go down. And Finn Balor is going to team with Kyle O'Reilly tonight to face Oni and Danny. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, the NXT Tag Team Champions. Here's how the copy reads. Alongside Peter Dunne, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch have made strange bedfellows out of Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. Will the Prince and O'Reilly make them regret it? The NXT Champion will team up with martial arts specialist. Is that how they're qualifying Kyle O'Reilly? Not that he's not, but that's how the martial arts specialist, Kyle O'Reilly. Jesus Christ. Not that he does have he does have very profound knowledge of a couple of martial arts, but Jesus, it's a little deeper. It goes a little deeper than that, friends. Against the NXT, okay. Balor and the Undisputed Era came to each other's aid 2 weeks ago in separate brawls with Dunn, Lorcan, and Burch. Though the latter trio undoubtedly got the better of the exchange, leaving Balor and O'Reilly lying and re-aggravating their injuries. The Prince sought payback, but NXT General Manager William Regal forced him to find a partner. That's where O'Reilly steps in, repaying the favor to Balor despite their previous ultra-physical clashes for the NXT title. Doesn't it feel like a lot of words just to say, look, these two guys can't get along, but they have a common enemy, so they're deciding to... It's a lot of words for a very, very simple and pure wrestling storyline. Spoiler alert, this match is going to rule. This match is going to rule. Kyle O'Reilly, Finn, Lorcan, Burch. It's going to slap hard, fellows and fellowettes. My God. So that's our preview for NXT tonight. Hope you guys have a good time. What is this? We got breaking news, says Thomas Gories. Shaq just challenged Cody to a match in March? Really? Well, Revolution is in March. So maybe, he probably won't be there if he already did the challenge. We'll go check that out. But hey, keep your eyes peeled on whichever promotion you want to watch tonight. AEW, WWE. I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys and gals have a good time tonight on Wednesday. The Mr. Warren Hayes Show records live 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Back on Friday with the Slate. And in the meantime, join the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord. Links in the